Well, the men are just about to come onto the track now and get themselves ready for the first of the 4-discipline event that is known as the Omnium. It's 40 laps of the track. Scratch race, first to the finish gets the win, but if you take a lap on the field, it gets a little bit more complicated, and the winner of the scratch race will receive 40 points. Second will be 38, then 36, 34, all the way down to 24th. Coming around to get 14 laps to go. So we're getting a little bit too close towards the finish now for any last-minute attacks to actually survive all the way to the end. So it is looking likely to be a big bunch sprint now for the scratch race to open up the Omnium, the 4-discipline series. Riders caught on the inside, desperate, trying to get themselves out, get some clear air, and they'll come around now to get 2 laps to go. And it is Viviani, the Olympic champion from 2016, Roger Kluge from Germany, over the top of him. And with a lap and a half to go now, the big man from Germany, Roger Kluge, he will hear the bell first before everyone else. And Elia Viviani sits in behind him. Final lap now, Kluge. He's gone very early. Can he hold on? Now the move comes from Viviani. We've got Japan and also Great Britain there as well. But Kluge, this is incredibly strong from the big man from Germany. Viviani gets over the top though. So the Italian Viviani, the former Olympic champion, comes away with the win in the scratch race. Maximum of 40 points for him. Job well done, and a strong ride by Roger Kluge. Kaboki from Japan, third across the line, so good solid ride from him as well. Dylan Bibic, the elimination gold medalist from last night, the youngster from Canada, in fourth. The next event in the men's Omnium, it's the tempo race. And we are underway. 40 laps in total, but they do have several neutral laps to start with before they will get the bell for the first of the sprints. And there's the first attack. It's often a very good move to go on the attack before we hear that first bell. So the next time around, it will be the first of the points on offer. And Vons from Czechia is going to easily get the first point. He does have a couple of riders, here they are coming through, trying to get there in front as well. But there's only 1 point on offer each time around in these early laps. So Vons picks up 1. He has a big enough gap to make sure he can be out there again for another 1 or 2, maybe perhaps more laps.
It won't be too long before he gets on if he continues his push. Viviani is pushing the pace in the bunch, but we can see very clearly that Vons is motivated.
Yeah, he's been collecting all the points so far. 5 he has already to his name. He's starting to slow down. You can see him really starting to hurt a little bit there as he was coming around that bend. Behind him, he has Gavin Hoover from the United States and Tim Waffler from Austria. Well, so the catch is about to happen in front. Jan Vons picks up 1 more point before he gets joined by Hoover and Waffler. Peloton's gone through, and yeah, it's now clicked over to 25 here inside the track as well as they come through. So 3 riders off the front. They're picking up the points. Hoover with 2 points, Waffler for 2 points, and Vons with 7. They're just about to rejoin the peloton, and Jan Vons is the first to make contact. So he gets 20 points added to that fantastic tally that he already had. And he's been joined by Waffler, who's actually just at the back there, just off the back. So they've given him that point that time, but you can see how he's trying to hang back from the peloton. He doesn't want to get there just yet. He's hoping they'll let him stay there close to the back to pick up 1 point each time. Eventually, he will be told he has to rejoin the peloton now. So the Austrian has picked up a lap on the field, 20 points. Gavin Hoover from the USA is now the leader. That's the second time that he's been in that position. He's about to be joined by his compatriot in Lange as well, but he has to be careful because the peloton has picked up the pace. So Hoover has made contact, and they've given the first position now to Colby Lange, who's just off the back of the peloton as we look at it here. So he's been out there for a long time as well, because he came across with no points at all, and he's about to pick up his first points.
And now that's what we are seeing, attack after attack, ensuring that they can get back up. Lindsay de Vidler, he is now trying his luck. Only 11 laps to go, so it's a bit of a last-ditch effort, but if he manages to do it, he'll pick up the potentially 8 or 9 points on the journey to get to the back of the bunch.
And it's still Colby Lange, who's now also, just as you can see at the top of the screen, so he's just made contact with the peloton. So he picks up 20 points for the lap gain, along with Vons, Hoover and Waffler. And now it's Lindsay de Wilde picking up the 1 point.
We only have 5 riders out of the 24 who have any points at this stage of the race. Only 5 laps left to go. It is a bit difficult when riders are taking laps. Sometimes it can look as though it's jumping laps, but they will come around now. The main bunch to get the 5,
well,
de Wilde to get the 4.
And a huge effort on front of the peloton. So de Wilde, he needs to be really careful here because they are really going for this final few laps now, and it is Waffler that has attacked off the front. So he'll come around and get the double points for the final sprint as well. But the peloton is really coming now, so he does need to get a wriggle on. As he comes through, he'll get 1 lap to go. And the peloton is absolutely motoring behind. Ollie Bledden it is from Australia with 1 lap to go. They're looking for the minor placings here because there's still so much to race for. They all have to try and get themselves as close to the front as possible as de Wilde gets rolled coming into the final straight. And Ollie Bledden picks up the final sprint. Double points to him. So he picks up 10 points for that and rockets up to 6th place overall. So great finish for Ollie Bledden, but it will be Jan Vons that takes out the win in the tempo race, the second of the Omnium discipline. And the men's elimination just does not stop because their elimination race is the next to come onto the track. And the race is underway. The men's elimination, the 3rd discipline within the 4-discipline Omnium event.
The middle is a dangerous position to be.
Number 10 right down at the bottom, Jan Vons. So Vons was the winner of the tempo race. He was in 10th place overall, but there has been a big crash. So there's about 3-4 riders have gone down. So they will neutralise the race. They will all be given 5 laps to get themselves back into the race. They don't have to take 5. They can come out quicker if they can. Now Roger Kluger is about to come back onto the track. So as the comeback past where the crash was, you see Kluger at the bottom of the track there now coming on. They have 1 more lap until the race gets underway again. So at least the rider in 3rd place overall, Kluger from Germany, has rejoined the race.
Valère Thibault from Switzerland has rejoined the race. Now, Kazuyaji Kiboki, the Japanese rider, he is not back in the race yet. They are back underway, so that means that Kiboki is out. Both hands on the bars.
Lindsay de Wilde from Belgium up around the outside. He'll be okay. And
looks like Tim Waffler. Oh, now that's a big name to go. He was sitting in 2nd overall just behind Viviani.
Right, now it's Elia Viviani at the back in the Italian colours. Quick look over the shoulder just to make sure there's no one else there. And then a moment of desperation as he uses the banking to his advantage to keep himself in. And it's Roger Kluger that's out. The big German Roger Kluger. Viviani will be the next to go. Ooh. So the top 3 are out for now. Bibig de Wilde, Wood, Lang, Bledden, Imamura and Aaron Gate, who is tucked in the bottom in the black colours. Now he is perhaps in the most dangerous position, Aaron Gate. If he can't move through, he might be in a bit of trouble here. I think he has been able to get through. So Imamura is the one that might be in danger, and he is the next to go.
But Colby Lang, it looks like he's self-selecting here.
Yeah.
The American.
He's had enough, ready to go out. So
thanks, guys. It's been good. I'm off.
Then we were down to 5. Gate getting a little bit of distance here, so he wants to come up around the outside. Bledden now in danger. So Aaron Gate making good position. Ollie Bledden with a little bit of work to do. He'll have to go 3 wide around the outside if he wants to stay in this race. He's dived down underneath. That's a dangerous thing to do, but if you can pull it off, it's a brilliant performance. Great ride there from Ollie Bledden to keep himself in the race.
Now it looks like Wood has self-selected himself here. He has sat up and he is now going to be eliminated. We are down to 3. Bledden, Bibic and Aaron Gate.
Nation. Only the points race still to come. Dylan Bibic now, the winner of the elimination last night. Outright event. He was the gold medalist. Aaron Gate, the world points race champion, goes over the top. This is an elimination lap and it's a bit too much for young Ollie Bledden. 3rd place for him. So really good ride from Ollie Bledden, but now Aaron Gate perhaps wants to go on with it as Bledden crosses the line to be eliminated. Down the back straight we can see Aaron Gate pushing forward So here we go. Aaron Gate backed off, swung up the track. Dylan Bibic now on the bottom. And Gate again goes over the top. So I think Aaron Gate's the man with the legs at the end of this. As we can see, Dylan Bibic, he's done a great job. He's seen Viviani, Waffler and Kluger all eliminated. So Bibic has a fantastic effort to finish second, which will put him right up to the top of the standings as Aaron Gate wins the elimination. So these are the points that they will start the final event with. So a 6-point buffer that Dylan will have over Elia going into the final points race. And the men's Omnium final discipline, the points race, is underway. Dylan Bibic from Canada leads in front of Elia Viviani and Lindsay de Wilde from Belgium. First move as well, Imhoff from Switzerland, is it? That's gone on the attack. So 2 riders going on the attack. So riders that are further down in the overall classification, the top riders don't pay too much attention to them. They can gain a lap, gain 20 points. Doesn't really matter in the overall standings. And it's that man I mentioned, Aaron Gate, on the front. He's been on the front for a couple of laps now, trying to force a break because he wants the 20 points for the lap gain. But sprints come up while he's doing it, so he'll pick the 5 points up on the way through. So Aaron Gate has moved up to 5th place with just that one sprint victory. Now Kuboki, look over the shoulder, and he might be going on with this. Ollie Bledden swung up from first position of the peloton, and that has given a big gap now to Kuboki from Japan. And Aaron Gate again on the attack. Kuboki still leads. Where's Dylan Bibic? There he is on front of the peloton from Canada. The overall leader senses there's some big danger with Gate and Viviani off the front. He has to try and shut this one down. Kuboki caught with a lap to go. All that effort may come to no avail whatsoever as Aaron Gate leads down the back straight, looking to pick up his 2nd sprint win in a row. And de Wilde from Belgium up around the outside. I think he might get the 5 points. Waffler from Austria 3rd across the line. So Gate gets 2nd. Good ride by Lindsay to get the win. And Viviani just the 1 point.
Now Aaron Gate is showing that he is not messing around. He is now up to 4th position. Bibic still maintaining the lead. Viviani and de Wilde, the Belgian rider, are equal now. We have a very tight competition at the top between Bibic, Viviani, de Wilde, Aaron Gate and Roger Kluger. Tim Waffler not too far off there.
But it is Aaron Gate that leads down the back straight. And Viviani's going to try and come up around the outside. So here comes Elia Viviani trying to steal the 5 points. This would be really interesting for the overall standings. So there we go. Viviani gets 5. De Wilde in the mix along with Gate.
It's Viviani now finding himself on top. Look at that green arrow, the red arrow down for Bibic, who for the first time in this points race finds himself off the top spot. He hasn't been able to score any points.
But Colby comes through, 53 laps to go, and the peloton swing up. So here's an opportunity for the American thing. He will get the 5 points though, because he's half a lap up with 51 laps to go. So 5 points coming his way. This is the real battle here though. So that'll put Dylan back in front over the top of Viviani. He goes to 101 points and Viviani on 99. So 2 point advantage now going back to the Canadian. As we see Tidbull going on the attack though. 3 riders now popping off the front. Tidbull down in 13th place overall, only 53 points, so no serious danger to any of the medalists. And it's another sprint on the cards. This is the group that's going for it. Tidbull leads down the back straight, Kuboki in 2nd position. Vanis is also there for Checha. Tidbull keeping the tempo nice and high, so another 5 points for him. So it's not doing much damage in the overall standings for the medals with this group off the front.
They've taken a lap now, so they will get an extra 20-point bump. But Kuboki is going to gain 20 points and rocket up. Look at that, sitting in 5th on 89 points. Tidbull also rocketed up into 7th.
And 5 wide down the back straight, fighting for position. Perhaps Elia Viviani in the blue colours. Oh no, he's got himself out again, or has he not? It's Bibic and Viviani. Tidbull on the inside, so the strength of Tidbull trying to hold Bibic off, and the Canadian pops up around the outside. Viviani now with a final kick. Can he come over the top? 5 points on offer. These is 1 and 2 in the overall standings, and Viviani gets over the top of Bibic. Only 2 points separated them before that sprint. They are now both tied on 104 points, with Aaron Gate immediately going on the attack.
There's now a gap opening up, a great gaping gap in the middle as the pace is force up the front. Viviani Gate Bibic in the very back of that second group.
6 laps remain. The peloton has been split in half. This is the final sprint. Double points are on offer. And we have Imamura off the front. He might hold on, but Aaron Gates coming over the top. He's dragging Kaboki with him. Lindsay de Wilde is there as well, but it will be Imamura that will come away with the final sprint. And Kaboki and Gate very, very close indeed. But the top step, that is reserved for this young man from Canada. Dylan Bibic, gold medal for him in the men's Omnium.